I'm John Osako, and today we're going to be talking about the rise of mobile and what it means to your business. Thank you all for coming today. We're going to talk a lot about mobile. And really the question initially is, what is mobile friendly? And the most simplistic answer is it's easy to read and to use on a smartphone. And it doesn't require the pinching and zooming. Why does it matter? What's important? Well, number one, the user experience is very important from that standpoint. What is the user experience of someone who first looks up your business on the phone or your organization, whatever it may be? Are they looking for information? Are they looking for phone numbers? And the other one here is looking for reviews. And the other one is kind of task orientation, and I love this site. It's one of my favorite sites that we've done. These really big photos sell in a way that all the verbiage in the world doesn't. I mean, they're great, they're really stark, they're really large. However, using the responsive technology, as I pull it up on my phone, it looks very different. And they said, okay, well, this is a great example of task orientation. When they pick up their phone, either they're trying to find a parking space, call the office, find a map, all these very, very tactical issues. And so the same code base that is here, as I open up my phone, it automatically displays this information. So the big one here is the Google-friendly update. They will be going to a mobile-friendly requirement, more or less, in the sense that when you do searches now, the first thing it's going to say right in front of it on whether or not it's mobile-friendly. It's huge. This is really big, and again, its goal is it wants to be the king of mobile search. It wants to be the dominant player from that standpoint. When it comes to mobile search optimization, I mean, obviously this is the big one. The hyper-local search, their goal is to give you the best results for the search that you're doing. And so because these are GPS devices as well, when you pull up your phone, it can know where you're at, and then its logic is I want to give you the results related to it. So if I'm going to give you results of restaurants, I'm not going to give you results of restaurants across town. I'm going to give you results that are within your proximity. So its goal is to really just be more relevant. It's to give you the results that you need at that time. And again, this is where local businesses can make a big difference. This is where chains don't do well, is this kind of hyper-local understanding. I mean, you have the ability, if you go in, you update your Google profile, you can make it very effective and really promote things in a way that large groups can't. Knowing that and tying that in can be very effective. Okay, so blogs. This again relates back to the content that's so critical for your site. And if you've heard our SEO talks before, you know that we will talk again and again about developing new value-added content for your website. And again, as always, best practice, but particularly when it comes to mobile, is include the social share buttons on each blog. Make sure that you do that, make it shareable. So email marketing. It's even questionable if you need to send out an e-newsletter if it's not mobile friendly. Because again, if half the people who are opening it can't open it very well, what's the purpose from that standpoint? And again, mobile devices show just to 20 to 30 characters in the subject line, so that subject really has to be honed for someone to click on it and open it up. So social media. 60% of social media time is spent on smartphones. Again, when you talk about sharing blogs and articles, confirm that they're mobile friendly. Make sure that if someone decides to read this on their phone or just decides to share it on the phone, that they're able to do that. Shorten the links. Okay, no one is ever going to type in a long URL, and particularly if it includes slashes or anything from that standpoint. Online forms. Okay, this is a really big one I like to talk about. Because the big one is how many leads are you losing? When you have forms online, they are used in a completely different manner. If I have the effort to collect their interest at this point, I don't want to put any barriers in place. It's all about keeping it simple, very simple, the absolute minimum amount of information you need. You will follow up with them. Geolocation, again, this is the act of targeting your customers based on their location, which is both awesome and freaky. Common uses of it are check-ins, local searches, push notifications. So again, sometimes you can use it where if I'm physically close in proximity to something, I can get an alert that kind of pops up. But again, as a business, if you're a restaurant, boy, it'd be great if I can push coupons to people walking by, or I can, I can encourage their behavior to kind of check in and reward them based on that. The last one here is mobile payments. And there's two basic segments. One is m-commerce, and one is mobile payments. And so m-commerce is basically why I impulse buy everything from Amazon because I can completely tie in using my phone and the Amazon app. I can purchase things very, very easily and tie into that impulse concept from it. The other one is the mobile payments. Concept is that basically you take a credit card, you load it into your phone, and then I go to places, all 10 of them that actually use it right now, but and I kind of swipe my phone and it carries the information from my phone to the device. You know, we'll continue to see the emergence of this. I mean, I think probably for the next few years, but that's where these kind of transactions are going to be more secure. In fact, the code that for Apple Pay at least, the code that I create is the only code that is used for that particular transaction. It is never used for ever again. And the information, it's a one-time use. So from that standard, it's way more secure than a card is. And so, you know, again, the goal is streamlining the checkout process. And again, I predict Apple Pay will be the standard winner in the end, whether or not it's just Apple, but the concept of like waving my phone as opposed to opening up apps and using it.